Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Hearts of Iron 4 Death or Dishonor, playing as Legionary Romania. And in the last video we beat the USSR and took a load of land for ourselves. So did the Germans and so did the Japanese, and we're nicely sandwiched between the two of them, and I'm thinking about betraying them both. The more I think about this, the more I'm unconvinced that I'm going to be able to pull this off. This is going to be phenomenally difficult. I mean, let's think about it. Why did the Germans lose World War II? Well, I would say major contributing factors are 1. The USA joined the Allies, providing some much-needed reinforcements and supplies to the weary Allies. And 2. The Germans provoked an attack to the USSR and therefore had to fight massive wars on both fronts and couldn't sustain it. We just killed the USSR and Germany got a lot stronger for it. And now all they have to worry about is the Allies. If I betray them, I effectively become the new Eastern Front like the USSR was, but am I stronger than the USSR was? No, and I need to be stronger than them in order to have this work. So either we're going to need significantly better tactics, or we're going to have to hold out and pray that the Allies actually make this work. I don't know. This is going to be really tough, and in the meantime, we have frickin' Japan with like a half a dozen Chinese puppet nations on my eastern front, which is going to be also really difficult to deal with. So what do we do? The answer is I don't know. But we're going to give it a shot. That was sort of the goal here. I mean, if I stuck with the Axis, we could actually just say we win the campaign. We go kill the Allies, we're done. We could do that. But I'm not going to. We're going to try the hard path. To that extent, we need to consider what we're going to be doing to counter the German Reich. Because unlike the Soviets, who had mostly infantry, the German Reichs are going to have a lot of tanks. So I'm going to want to start transitioning some of my troops to actually counter their tanks, get some armor value, and so on. There's a couple of different options as far as what we could do. 1, we could start producing a bunch of tank destroyers, since I did unlock those. Those have a lot of piercing and a pretty reasonable amount of heart attack. If I were to create a division of those, we could pretty much create some tank destroyers and go hunt down their tanks and try to rout them. That's going to require a lot of manual control, though, and I'm not sure it would work. But it could be effective. I mean, 110 piercing is pretty good. Alternatively, we start working toward anti-tank, and we replace all of our anti-air with anti-tank in our infantry divisions so that every single one of them is slightly better at piercing through the armor. Not a bad option. And maybe that's something we have to do. Anti-tank is affordable, ultimately, with 108 piercing. It's pretty comparable, but we have a lot of research to do before we could do it. Alternatively, we go to my infantry divisions and we get rid of an infantry and replace it with a medium tank. That would keep my 20 combat width, and what you would see here is we lose a bit of HP and organization, which does hurt, but we get piercing armor for my entire division, which is really good. It preserves my infantry. Breakthrough, better hard and soft attack, but it would cost me some tanks, and right now I would need 2,500 more tanks to make that work, which obviously we don't have. So really what I'm trying to do here is figure out what we need to do as far as production. Do we transition to producing a crap ton of medium tanks and make all of my infantry divisions way better, right? We'll just have a really strong, unbeatable front line. Or do we focus on getting a lot of anti-tank produced and just keep what we have now and switch things over here? Or do we create specialized tank-busting divisions? I think the specialized divisions are going to be the hardest for me to control. I think that switching this over to having a medium tank is going to be the most effective, but the most expensive. And I think that the Toad anti-tank will be the best of both worlds. The jack of all trades. Kind of in the middle. Not really good at either one, but an improvement nonetheless. It's also going to take the longest because I don't have any Toad anti-tank researched. For now, what I think we do is we start producing more medium tanks. And I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more factory lines starting to build up their efficiency here. We're doing kind of okay on some of this stuff. I think we need to stop producing so much motorized rocket artillery. I'll be honest, I've been very disappointed with this stuff. I don't think it's been nearly as effective as I wanted it to be. So let's go ahead and pull back on that a little bit. I'm going to pull back a little bit on the motorized as well, mostly because I need to conserve some rubber. And let's start producing a lot more planes. Now that is going to cost me more of that rubber that I so desperately covet, but oh well, it's just the best I can do at the moment. And as far as logistics, I'm missing a lot of anti-air, but if I am going to transition away from anti-air, we may not need that as much. Still, in the meantime, I can at least start producing some. Do I want to do that? Let's start producing some more tanks. I have a couple more factories still. I don't need infantry equipment right now. I'm questioning whether or not I want to build up some efficiency because I'm going to transition to the new type of infantry equipment pretty soon. Yeah, more medium tanks. All right. So right now we're just upgrading. We're not reinforcing any of the tanks, which is good. Let's stop producing steel from you. You're not helping. Let's get some more from the Kingdom of Hungary, since we can get that for free. And let's get some more tungsten from the British Raj. And can I get any? I cannot get any rubber, but I need a lot. We're going to have to start using up a lot of our civilian factories to get some of this, but I need it. Very badly do I need it. Alright, anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember anymore. Whatever, we're going to have to start making a ton of tanks. It's just the way around it. Now, actually, you know what? One thing I just thought of. We do have a bunch of divisions that we haven't actually transitioned over yet. What if instead of having artillery, I gave them tanks? What would be the comparison of that? Let's suppose that instead of making them into this, our normal template, we got rid of the artillery and instead added in some medium tank divisions. That's 20 combat width. Wow, they're stronger. They'll have better soft attack, hard attack, a little bit less defense, practically no change to organization, better HP. Yes, they weigh more, but I don't care. Supplies, probably alright. Piercing and armor and breakthrough. Ooh. Ooh, this would actually still be pretty good. We'd still need a lot of medium tanks. I can't just make all my divisions into this, because that would cost me 7,500 medium tanks. But I could take whatever of the Spade divisions we have left and transition them to start using tanks. And they would actually be pretty darn good. Ooh. Ooh, though. Suppose that I did that. Recon, anti-air, field hospital, alright? Medium tanks. Infantry. It would cost me 1,500 medium tanks in order to make this work. So we'd have, instead of having a bunch of these tank divisions here, we basically just have slower but stronger infantry divisions. We'd save a bit of infantry equipment. It would cost me a little bit of motorized. That's no problem. It would cost me a bit of anti-air. That's technically a problem, but we'll be okay. Training, time, manpower. What if I just didn't do the anti-air? Tanks, tanks, tanks. We'd be okay here, be okay here, be okay here. It's just about those. That actually could work. That'd be a pretty big advantage for me. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted. I think we give it a shot. Alright, Spade divisions have all been upgraded. We now have artillery-heavy divisions on the front line and tank-heavy divisions on the front line. Alright, everyone rearrange. We need a lot of tanks. Let us give tanks. Many, many, many of them. Alright, field hospital is done. Nice. It is still 1942. What should we work on next? That is a great question. We could work on the infantry anti-tank, which gives me a lot more heart attack and piercing. Very good. Wouldn't mind having this. Can you imagine if we took those Spade divisions and instead of having infantry added in mechanized? That would be strong. Be expensive, but it'd be strong. I'm actually kind of sad that we're so close to 1943. I would love to start upgrading these tanks, but we're going to have to wait. Let's go ahead and upgrade the artillery. Since we have a cost reduction, I don't want to waste that on something cheap like Toad anti-tank. So we'll go ahead and finish that off, start producing some upgrades. The Germans, I don't know what just happened to you. Your name shifted. What happened? Did you just take some land? How? You're not fighting Finland, are you? No, I have no idea what they're doing. Alright, we're working on acquiring modern tanks. Now, I would love to take over Turkey to get their production. Also, they have a lot of chromium, a crap ton of chromium. If I took over Turkey, I'd basically be the world supplier of chromium, which I would argue is one of the worst resources in the game, because I don't know what it's even used for. United Kingdom actually has a lot. It says that it's used to make advanced engines. So what? Presumably I would need to have chromium in order to make, like, some heavy tanks or something? Is that it? Modern tanks. Modern tanks require chromium. Okay. So if we ever got to that point, I control the chromium. We could get a tank advantage over the Germans if I even live that long. Mostly I just want to have their factories, or I could puppet them and try to get some more bodies in the fight, which is another way of trying to make up some ground. It's an option. It's a thought. Is it a good thought? I think I'd rather just conquer them, to be honest. Now, the problem is I can't attack Turkey right now, because I'm pretty confident the Allies will say we're guaranteeing their independence, sorry. So I have to wait until I've left the Axis, I think, before that'll work. We have free civilian factories available. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start building forts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. Just get this line reinforced right here so we can hold off Italy easily enough. And then I'm going to focus on getting some reinforcements or some forts here along the border of Japan. Let's actually just go ahead and go for level 2 forts. These should build very, very quickly. We have 79 civilian factories from trade. My lord. You guys see why I think that free trade is super good? That's a lot of extra factories that I didn't have to build, just for trading away excess resources. Way better, and we get better factory output. I like free trade. I think free trade is best in this game, by a long shot. Alright, so we need to hold this line. I'm actually really scared of Japan. They've got a lot, and I do not. So having a line that I don't have to reinforce because I have really good forts is going to make all the difference in the world. We absolutely have to do that. Okay, everything looks kind of okay here. Insufficient resources. Can I get a little bit more rubber from Japan? Answer, yes. Can I get a little bit more from the British Raj? I lay dibs. Thank you. Can I get a bit more from Brazil? Yes. Okay, just trying to get more. See, some steel. Hungary, no. Italy, yeah, fine. We'll go ahead and... Italy is not trading very well with me. Why not? Vichy France it is. Yeah, this is going to be a really tough fight. German Reich is strong right now. I think what I do is as soon as I finish with acquiring modern tanks, I was going to start working down the whole mobile tank destroyers to get better tank destroyer divisions and stuff, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that anymore. Actually, we could get a research bonus for anti-tank. If I'm not going to do the specialized divisions, then maybe we want to do modern AT guns. I lose out on the Marisal, which is better for heavy tanks, but eh. We also need to work down air. Local development makes it cheaper for me to make my own aircraft, so I'll get planes faster, and eventually I can work toward nuclear bombs, which might be my saving grace. But I think I'm going to join the Allies first, and once I've done that, I'll do secure the Bosporus so I can justify killing Turkey. Or maybe I go ahead and do that before I join the Allies. As long as I'm non-aligned, I don't think the Germans will defend them. I hope they won't. The fall of Hong Kong. Okay. If we're going to do that, and we're not going to go for the tank designer, then I guess I might as well go ahead and grab this guy for the armor reliability. Also, armor research time. Done. I'm committing to this. We're going to go for the anti-tank research bonus so I can catch up on that a little faster. Artillery is done. Good. Let's start working on... Still 1942. Mechanized? Anti-tank. I think I need production-related things first, because this will be a nice buff right before I go to war. But until then, no. Let's unlock some level of anti-tank. We're going to need it. Outdated equipment. So let's upgrade our artillery. That'll be a pretty big advantage if we can have a lot of that. Whoops. No, 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 no. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing and lost all that efficiency. Oh, God, that hurts. Ah, can't believe I just did that. Okay. Well, I just lost a crap ton of efficiency, but... oh well. It's not that far off of where it was before. It's just like a couple points difference. I was going to lose a lot just for switching the line no matter what. Even so. Anyway, alright. Good. So, we need a lot more troops on this front line, because that's not enough to hold back Japan. They could flank me. I think I have enough troops to actually hold the front line against Germany currently. So that's pretty good. I don't have much here, interestingly enough. Where are all of my troops? Are they still deploying? Am I missing a lot? I do not have enough troops. We're holding this area. I guess... No, I have no idea. We've lost a lot. Okay, well, let's appoint an allied friendly government. Start working in that direction. I'd like to take over Turkey in the meantime, rather than sit around with nothing to do for the next couple of years while I rush toward nuclear technology. Which would be nice. I wouldn't mind getting some nukes. We're about to finish off with our land doctrine. That'll be good. And also advanced computing machine reducing research time by a further 5%. I don't know if the Germans have gotten that, but if they haven't, then we can start trying to make up our research disadvantage with them. Unfulfilled import requests. For steel? No, it says that it's being... It says that it's fine. Huh. Let's do this. Try to save myself some factories. How are we doing for that construction? We are building forts pretty darn quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines being produced at the same time. That's pretty darn good. If we can actually use our civilian factories and our free trade to our advantage, maybe we can actually outperform the Germans eventually. That's tempting. Would be pretty nice. We are building up a small navy. Now, that will be our huge advantage over the Germans and the Japanese. Right now, they have very few ships, as opposed to the United Kingdom, which has about 150, and the United States has even more than that. So, the naval advantage goes toward the Allies. Definitely. Which I like. I am debating whether or not I need to go for synthetic oil in order to start working toward getting some rubber. Maybe. Let's research radar. We're going to need that. On top of forts, I'm going to want to get some anti-air defenses all along the border. And I'll want radar to make that more effective. Because Germany has a lot more planes than I do. Engineering company is done. Good. I don't think I need any upgrades here right now. So let's move toward... Mechanized? Mechanized. Go ahead and start researching that. Whether I produce it immediately, that's a different question. But we'll go ahead and grab it. Wouldn't mind working that into some of my infantry divisions so I can get more hardness. More hardness means that, and armor and stuff, basically means that we take less damage from soft attack. They're going to need tanks to start busting through, which is pretty good. Lacking a little bit of tanks, but we're building fairly quickly. We're actually not as far behind as I thought we would be. We were like 1,500, so this is pretty good. We are building a pretty reasonable number of fighters, good, a couple hundred. Lots of infantry equipment, but we're about to shift a lot of this away. I don't suppose I can, like, send infantry equipment to you guys. Start Lend-Lease. I could give you a whole load of our crappy guns. Would you like some of our crappy guns? Like 1,000 monthly? They'd accept. Take 1,000 a month. Enjoy. I'm not sure I'm going to do that for very long, but take some of our crappy guns. We got plenty of them. United Kingdom, use them to great effect. Kill the Germans. Weaken them for me, please, I beg you. Alright. Looking pretty good here. I could use more military factories, but for the time being, I guess forts. Wow, these forts are actually building really fast. Let's go for a bit of anti-air. Couple levels there, couple levels there. Just do it every other province or so. Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit here. Something kind of like this, just along this front in particular. And then once I'm done with radar, we can build some there as well. Those will build very quickly. I'm not too worried about it. Won't take a lot of time. Actually, cancel the ones in Northern Hungary. They already have a couple, I think. There we go. Save myself a tiny bit of time. If you're expecting me to go to war with Germany immediately, I'm not going to do that. That would be too much. Besides, we haven't even joined the Allies. So, wait until that's done. Then we're going to secure the Bosporus. I'm going to take over Turkey, take over their factories, try to outproduce the Germans, or at least match them tit for tat. If I can. The Japanese are probably what scares me more than the Germans, though. Just because that's a really big, less guarded front that I can't deal with. And I'm going to want to. Wow, we already finished up with some more stuff. Okay. Military factories? Sure. Here, here, here. A little more here, here. Now, a big downside, I think, to building more military factories is that, we do not have all of the rubber and stuff that we'll need to make more stuff. So, this only does so much. Why is that yellow? As opposed to the rest of them being blue. That is kind of weird, right? Yeah, we'll just work on those for now. We build factories quickly. Advanced computing machine and new carbines. Okay. We could start working toward the encryption-decryption, but I think I'll pass on that for the moment. Could work on the infantry anti-tank, which is tempting, but I'll pass for the moment. Still working on that. Do I need any new planes? I wouldn't mind getting bombers unlocked so I can use nukes eventually. We could start working down the doctrine as well, which is going to take a long time. Start working down that, and let's unlock the synthetic oil. It's going to take a while, but higher levels of refineries might be my only real way of getting any rubber. Unless the Allies get control of the Suez Canal again. Alright, let's upgrade our guns. We're going to have to upgrade another 6,500, but I have a ton left over. Could use a bit more steel. Vichy France. You'll have to do. I could get a bit more from Nationalist Spain. Come 1943, one thing I really want to focus on is upgrading my efficiency growth. We can upgrade my factories, and I think we're going to need that very badly. Okay, some troops are being trained up here. How are we doing on tanks? Starting to catch up. Actually catching up on a lot of things now. Allied friendly government. We now have mostly democratic support. Let's secure the Bosporus. Please do not immediately guarantee the independence of Turkey, guys. Please, please, please do not. I'm going to leave the faction of the German Reich. We're out. Okay, allies. I am non-aligned. I am no longer a member of the Axis. And even though I currently have a fascist government, it won't last that way forever. So would you please not secure Turkey? Let me kill them. Actually, I do need to be kind of concerned that the Germans decide to defend them. Exiled divisions. Yes, my front lines do seem to have changed a bit. Also, all of my Bulgarian and Hungarian troops have returned home. Okay. I'm going to have to create a new front line against Italy. Is this mountainous? Can I see terrain real quick? State supply, day-night fog, war, radars, battle plans. Hills. Hills, hills. It's not mountains, so mountaineers may not be necessary here. That's what I was checking. Alright, we'll grab, let's say, a few of you. Some artillery, a couple infantry. Assign you here. Go ahead and get some entrenchment going for me. Okay. We have 19 divisions in the Japanese theater, starting to fill out that front line. A couple more would be good. Need some more steel. We're not getting enough from Vichy France anymore. Japan? Alright, let's buy a little bit more from them. Hate to trade with them, but I don't think I have a lot of choice. We're going to go for the Bosporus, though. I want to join up all my land down here. And we can provide some assistance for Free France against Vichy France, and against the Italians, take over the Suez Canal, and then hopefully the trade routes are brought back up to snuff, so we can start getting rubber. And I can start producing planes. And I can try to get air superiority. And then I can try dropping nukes. It would be very, poetic, I think, to try dropping nukes on Berlin. If we can get that before they do, and I can get air superiority, I think we win no matter what. That's kind of the trump card, really. Alright, it looks like I am now able to more or less guard my front lines. Most of it. Could use a few more troops, but once we get Bulgaria and Hungary in position, I think we'll be alright. My tank guy is feeling fairly confident about splitting Germany. That's good, partly because he doesn't have any troops here, so that would help, right? The Germans are now going to be emergency redeploying against me, because they're now suddenly realizing, holy crap, we don't have an ally on our border anymore. Understandable. I wish I could surprise attack them, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm losing a lot of frames, by the way, because there's so much happening the game has to calculate now. Invite to faction. No. I'm not going to say fascist for much longer, buddy. Airborne Assault Commando Strategic Bombing, maybe? Okay, Democrats demand a referendum. Is there anything we want to change up over here? Not really. The Captain of Industry I don't think is going to go very far for me. I mean, maybe. I could use that to try getting refineries and stuff faster, but I don't know if that's going to be quite worth it. If I have to spend my political power on something, I think I'll go ahead and grab the strategic bomber. All right, Democrats demand a referendum. We've seen this before. We will allow for the referendum, and fascism will be defeated, which gets us more national unity, and we have officially become just Romania. We are now democratic Romania. I could join the allies, who are currently still not defending Turkey. That's nice. Let's go ahead and start working on the anti-tank upgrades. So now we can start producing that stuff, too. So let's go here, towed anti-tank. Let's reduce this a little bit. Start building up some efficiency. Still lacking a little bit of rubber, but it's not that bad. Upgrading all of our infantry equipment will be good. Upgrade our artillery, that's good. I do not need this much motorized. Let's reduce that. And start producing, what, more tanks? Actually, we're starting to catch up on tanks. That's pretty good. Let's go for more towed anti-tank. And they want us to join their faction. All right, I'm not going to do it yet. I will eventually. But for now, let's not give the Germans a reason to start fabricating a claim against me. I'll just be the non-aligned guy over here, and then all of a sudden I'll join and squish you. How's that sound? We're actually now on par with everything. That is awesome. What would happen if I went to the guys that do not have any tanks and put in towed anti-tank instead of anti-air? I would need 1,300 more, so we need a lot of anti-tank. Go ahead and say that that's going to have to be our priority. We could probably make that happen, and then once I have enough piercing value, we actually can counter the Germans fairly well. Air superiority is going to be hard, but beyond that, it's not the worst thing ever. Let's split, create a front line, send them here. And you know what? Let's actually send the tanks down here, since we're not going to be fighting the Germans immediately. So all of you guys go here. Oops, darn it. Stop trying to edit. Okay, all of you guys go here. Your front line will be to get to their capital ASAP. Your front line will be to just basically take everything else. I don't expect that they're going to be able to hold against me for very long, but we'll see. Let's just get in position, wait for the Bosporus to be done. We'll take over Turkey, then we'll have to end this video. But yeah, I mean, Romania is pretty good here. We're strong. We're definitely way stronger than we were. If I had stayed with the Axis, we probably could conquer the world and then be done, right? We probably could just win the game and beat the Allies. I'm deliberately going for the hard route for your entertainment value. I hope you're pleased about that. Let's go ahead and get all of my ships together. We'll go ahead and assign an admiral. We'll make sure we control the strait against Turkey. Admiral, you'll be fine, and let us patrol. Oops. In the Black Sea. And that's all I can do at the moment. That's probably fine, though. Alright, so we have our navy patrolling the Black Sea. We'll control the strait from Istanbul. And we'll secure the gosh dang Bosporus. No one is guaranteeing their independence. How are the Germans looking? Oh gosh, the frame drop is so bad. They are definitely starting to stack up on my border. They are feeling quite threatened. I don't have anywhere near enough troops. We need to change up, okay, let's train up some more of these guys. 4, train up some of these guys. 4. Starting here. Everyone goes to this front line. We need a lot of reinforcements. I don't have anywhere close to enough troops. But how are we looking now on this line? Okay, we actually can defend the Japanese border. So in theory, with enough forts, that'll be all we need to hold them back. I actually really do need to construct a lot more forts, but I'll wait in between videos. You guys don't need to see me do that. Come on, Bosporus. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. How's our political generation? Is okay, I suppose. We got a lot more we still need to be able to research. We're nowhere close to done. We are way behind. It's very unfortunate. Hey, look! A bunch of Italian troops on Crete that can't get out, that are suffering from attrition. Aw, poor you. More tanks, more tanks, more tanks! How are we doing as far as our stockpile? We're still trading a lot off to the UK. Hey, Free France, I'm going to offer you a lend-lease of some outdated infantry equipment. And you can have, let's say, 500 a month. Until I start running out. Our materials will help their efforts. Well, don't think you're going to get this back anytime soon, but I wish you would. Oh, gosh, we're going to have to fight on so many fronts at the same time. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Next election is November 1946. Can guarantee other ideologies, lowers world tension with guarantees. Huh, that's kind of cool. The Partidul National Liberal. Can puppet a country. We can't puppet countries? Really? Well, that's going to be interesting and very awkward against Turkey now, isn't it? Oh well, all the more reason just to annex them, I suppose. Assuming that there's nothing stopping me. I hope not. We need to be ending up this video, but let's try to get this. Man, the game is running slow. I'm on speed 5. Look at this. There is so much the game needs to calculate now. It's slowed down a ton. Battle plans with no unit assignments. Right, we probably should go ahead and do something about that, right? Offensive line to, let's say, here? There you go. Come on. Please finish. Game, please finish. You're taking so... Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh! Radars are done. Oh, yay. That's nice. Let's upgrade them, or... It's not quite 1943 yet, but it's really close. I'm going to go for the efficiency growth with a streamlined line so that we can produce things a lot faster with what materials I do have. All right, we can now secure the Bosporus. Finally. Explore the Balkan mines? No, we'll hold off on that for now. Constitutional guarantees. Factory output is really good. Grab. Gonna want that. Hi, Turkey! Puppet, focus, and I have no allies, but we'll do it. We are now declaring war on Turkey. Please join my war. Please join my war. And go, go. That will have to do. All right, we're going to end the video here, but we're going to take over Turkey, get everything they've got, then continue fortifying my line against the Germans. And I think we'll just have to ignore the Japanese. If you have any ideas on what I can do to make this a little bit better, do I wait until I have nukes before I join the Allies to fight? Or what do I do? You know, let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious what you guys would say is the best strategy, because this is going to be a tough slog no matter what we do. So it would be interesting. It would be very interesting to hear your opinion. Hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and all that jazz, and I will see you guys next time.